All right. Greetings, brothers and sisters. This is Professor Spira, and I am here with
Willie. Nice to see you. Greetings.
Greetings. Good to see you. And great to see all of you. It's been a while since I've had the opportunity to do a little live stream, and so we're just doing a quick little live stream. But Bo, you turn the speaker down just a little bit. There's a little bit more.
Sorry.
A little bit of
I got excited.
A little echo there. But so one of the things that we wanted to talk about today, or the main thing that's we're just here to let everybody know about, is the let's see. Oh, I'm still hearing that. Oh, I'm still hearing the echo. Yeah.
What now? Maybe it's my essential oil diffuser.
No, I'm making sure.
Let me turn this up. Is that better?
It's like a, I don't know where that's at. It's like a really long, like a delay. It's almost like you don't have this going live at the same time, do you? Where it's like on YouTube and you're watching it.
No,
okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me just close everything out.
But yeah. So anyway, sorry about that. Of course, I mean, it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be a Mucus-free live feed if we didn't have any technical issues to deal with. It's a tradition.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, and I don't know. Hopefully, it's not like something on my end somewhere. But
I closed everything out. I don't think it's from my end. I hope not. Everything was working fine before.
This might not even be our problem. This might be something that's in Hangout. So hopefully it's not. I don't know if it's translating. Let's see. I wonder if anybody's on the
testing. Yeah, maybe someone can let you know if they hear.
Let's see. I'm looking. Okay, the live chat to see if somebody's telling us about the. Okay. Anyway, hopefully it's not doing that in the actual. I don't know. Do you hear it? You don't hear that delay?
Well, my speakers turned down so low I can barely hear anything.
Okay, we'll just keep on rolling. Okay, thank you, Chris, saying we're good. That's cool.
Oh, he said we sound good?
Yeah, he said it's good, so that's cool. It might just be something in my head.
Because your headphones are so sensitive and expensive. Right. You hear everything.
Right. Make sure. So anyway, like we were saying, we have Brother Air is going to be going to Sacramento, California.
Yay! So excited.
And it will be Sunday, June 11th at the Latino Center of Art and Culture, 2700 Front Street, Sacramento, California, 95818. Be from 4 to 6, and that's a Pacific Dateline time. There'll be a lecture, Q&A session, and regular tickets are $50, and live stream is $10. But you order within the next 24 hours, and you find the Mucus-free Life Special, you can get a ticket for the in-person show for $15. So that's more than a 50% discount. And yeah, so that's what you want to do. And so go. The link is right down below. You should be able to find all the links. Go pick up a ticket. Now, if you don't live in the vicinity or you don't want to fly, there's a number of people that are flying to go see Brother Air in Sacramento. But if you know we're not going to travel to do that, you're in luck, because we also have a live stream that is going to be it's actually going to be in a private Facebook group. So you had to have a Facebook account, but once you buy the ticket, you'll be added to this Facebook group, and then you'll have access to the premium live feed that will take place at the same time. So that would be 4 o'clock Eastern, not Eastern, but 4 o'clock. That'd be 7 o'clock Eastern. So yeah. So there's a lot,
I wanted to add something.
stuff.
Some people.
Yeah.
Oh, can I add something? Some people are saying they can't make it to the live stream at exactly those times, but that's fine, because they'll have access to the playback after it's over, so they can watch it anytime at their convenience. So even if you can't make it at that specific time, still get the live feed ticket. It's only $10. Supports the whole mucus-free life movement, supports Brother Air, and you'll get to see the lecture. So yay for technology.
yeah. I mean, that's the reason for technology. I mean, technology is a tool, and it's only going to be as useful and as good as the people using it and the cleanliness of the people using it. So technology isn't inherently bad if it's being used to heal and to it's like we do with the transition, use foods to get off of, use better foods to get off of worse foods. Technology, like use technology to get off of technology. As opposed where some people just want, again, they want to do it overnight. I'm getting rid of everything. I'm unplugging, and then some people, every once in a while, somebody will actually be able to do it. But more so than not, people will say, "Oh, I'm getting off of Facebook. I'm getting rid of YouTube account, or they'll say all this stuff that they don't do. That they do, they'll be off for like a week or something, and then they're back.
Or like an hour.
An hour, yeah. I mean that kind of thing, where it's just like we got to, just like anything else, you got to transition. Most of us, if you transition it off of social media, you got to transition off, and you might want to just get off of it out of nowhere, but we're addicted to a lot of these different things, especially social things, because we're hardwired to be social beings, and so that becomes one of the reasons why the whole social media phenomenon is what it is. I mean, we get obsessed with socialization and communication and trying to plug in, even if it's virtually. But what we try to do is to create something positive that's helpful, that is inspiring to plug into, so that we can just try to, we gotta clean this place up, man. This is ridiculous. This just everything about this whole situation we're in, the pus and the mucus has they have just taken their flag and just stuck their flag right down in the ground, and they're just running it. The filthiest people in the world are making decisions about your life, about my life, and the only way that we're gonna get that to change is we have to get our cleanliness to a level that is just so profound. I mean, just because we're not gonna do it. Obviously, I'm a peaceful person, so this isn't gonna be done by trying to shooting a gun at somebody or a tank or something like that. I mean, this is gonna be where the cleanliness wins, or you get yourself so to a level, as Eric says, the godlike beings, just you get yourself to this level of cleanliness, and when you just show up, like I say, a consciousness on patrol, cop. It's like there's a new cop in town at that point. You walk into the room, and a lot of Mucusless Diet practitioners already see that. You already notice that things change when you come in. When you come into a room, people change. They, you know, some people get nervous. Some people start walking on eggshells and getting, you know, careful what they say around you, and other people, and that's not, we don't enjoy that. That's not something we observe it, and you can't do nothing about it. You can try to make people, oh, it's okay, you know, if you're, you know, keep on eating your pig butt. Dude, you know,
oh, dear Lord.
I didn't tell you to stop eating your pig butt to your face. If you want to eat it, eat the pig butt, you know, just or whatever it is, the cow thigh and all. You know, all I did was walk in, and then everybody gets all, you know, and then the funny thing, when they start apologizing to you, then they start like, I'm saying, like, they're just sitting here eating. I'm sorry. I've been meaning to stop eating. Like, just don't. You know, just either read the book or don't read the book. I don't care. You know, you're not. But it's funny. I mean, but that whole social vibe is just fascinating element to see how things shift when you practice Mucusless diet, and just dealing with the social challenges is really intense. And that's something that I really appreciate about your video series. I mean, you were showing yourself dealing with all these social issues in like real time. You know, week by week. It's like, okay, what social thing is gonna happen this week? You know, what's happening now?
In real time, in real life. I don't know how many times I moved this past year because people weren't comfortable with my lifestyle, simply the way I eat.
Right.
You know, that would just cause so much tension, and I don't know. Like you said, I wouldn't say to them, "Stop eating what you're eating." I wouldn't even say a word. You know, I would just do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But simply because I'm very different from what they do, they would just automatically feel uncomfortable and just say, you know, this. They'll make different excuses, but basically they'll say this living situation isn't going to work. So, you know, they won't really say it's the diet, but that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. You know, like, oh, this is happening or this is that, making all these excuses. Just be honest. Be like, look, I hate your diet. I hate your lifestyle. If I could spit on it, I would. Get out of my house.
I really would appreciate that more, though, really, because I really appreciate it when people are honest with me. I don't like it when people make excuses. Oh, that's the worst. I can't stand that. I cannot stand that.
Right.
So, but anyway, it's all good. You know, like if living situations don't work out and people are not going to be honest with me anyways, I'm not going to want to live around them anyway. So it's fine. But, you know, I would rather someone actually say that honestly than to give some elaborate excuse.
Right. Right.
And I've heard elaborate excuses. Crazy. Yeah.
Right.
I could write a whole book on all the excuses I've heard. You know,
right.
all sorts of things.
The art of the elaborate excuse. So what else has been going on? You're living in an ashram now.
Yeah, I live in an ashram. It's wonderful, very, very, very peaceful. Very peaceful. Like the first night I came here, I felt like I could finally just have some real restful sleep. I felt safe. I felt at peace. So that's important to me. I didn't even realize I didn't feel so safe until I was here, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
You know, like really. Sorry, say that again.
I was saying they have a garden. You garden and get your own.
Oh yeah. Gardens. You know, lots of leafy greens, lots of different fruit trees, cherry trees, grapefruit trees. We have a lemon tree. There's no lemons on it right now, but we have a lemon tree, which of orange trees, plums, peaches. Oh, we have other greens. Oh, we have Swiss chard, kale, tomato, strawberries, onion, garlic, carrots. We have like everything. I feel very blessed. It's so wonderful to actually put your fingers into the dirt and like work with the earth. You know, you harvest the produce, you rinse it off, you eat it. It's like so beautiful, you know?
Yeah. That's the real process. The real process, living off of the earth, living off the land, and that's what we're supposed to do. Puts us into communion with nature. You know, puts us in line with Mother Nature, or more in line. Whereas, and most people never experience that because they don't even know what we're talking about. They like, is that, or you like, well, isn't Hamburger Helper and Rice-A-Roni in line with nature? I go down to the supermarket and I buy this box. I put boiling water in it. That's natural. Right. You know, water's natural, isn't it? No, not like that.
It don't grow on trees.
Yeah, right. The Hamburger Helper growing on a tree. You know, plus the Mucus fantasy where they just wish I could have Hamburger Helper growing on a tree. You know. So again, we are here. Let you know, Brother Air, gonna be out Sacramento. And yeah, it's gonna be a great lecture and or seminar, or all these different words, talk. We have to use all these different terms for the same thing. Yeah. Now remember that if there's a Mucus-free life special, so you can when you go to the brotherair.brownpapertickets.com, there will be an option that says Mucus-free life special, and it's to get a $15 ticket. So that's just very limited time. Just next 24 hours, you better get on there and do that. Then there's also the live stream. If you can't make it out there, then you can, for $10, get the live stream, and you will have access via a private Facebook group to do that. So one thing I wanted to share with you guys, I've been working real hard these past, particularly this past week. There's so many projects that I've wanted to do and things that I needed to do, and it is challenging just with life and the stuff that you have to get done in society and responsibilities. You know, pay your tax. If you pay taxes, you pay those, and or you're doing this. It's all this stuff that you're doing. And you know, people need things, and it's just and so it's, if you're a creator, you know what I'm talking about, where sometimes it's hard to get the time you need to get what you want to get done. And so I had to basically take a workcation, where I don't take vacations. I really never take time off. But for me, taking time off is taking time away from responsibilities of people, and like the responsiveness, where with the whole social media thing and Mucus-free life and stuff, you know, people expect to send messages and then get the responses back in time and manner and all that kind of stuff. And I try to oblige when I can, but it's getting harder because I'm starting to get a lot more messages and questions and that kind of thing. But sometimes I need to just shut it down, and that's what I call it, shutting it down. And it doesn't see, some people, when they think vacation, they think of like not doing anything, like they just want to go and just vegetate and go someplace else. And the sad thing is, a lot of people that go on vacation, so-called vacation, all they did was maybe relocate their body, but they're still doing the exact same thing. They're still on there. They're still being governed by screens. It's a screen-based lifestyle. You're looking at a screen now, which I'm happy you are because you're watching us, but I'm just saying, from they used to just be one little TV set in people's houses. Now it's like computer screen, you got your phone screen, you got Kindle screen and tablets and this and all these different screens. You go any place you go in public, there's screens all over the place, the monitors and the cameras and all this kind of stuff. It's just where it really is like the that Orwellian 1984 kind of a Big Brother lifestyle that we've accepted. I mean, that's what people wanted, so that's what we had. But for me, that doesn't make sense to go on vacation and to stay, you know, like I'm still on social media, I'm still doing all this kind of stuff. You would having a vacation, you want to get away from that. And so, but for me, I need time away to be able to work on projects, because at the foundation of who I am, of all the different labels and titles and things that I could say that I've done or that I am, at the core of who I am is a creator. And if I'm not creating, I feel bad. I don't feel right. I start getting irritable, and so when I get like that, I know, like, okay, I gotta do whatever I need to do, get away, shut it down, and then get into making things. And I say creator more so than even because I'm a musician. And that's a huge part of it. It's probably the biggest part of my creativity, but that alone isn't enough for me. Like, I got to create more than just music. And I've always been like that, because I've always did a lot of different types of creations, whether videos or with, you know, books or websites or all those different things. To me, they're like creative acts. And so I was able to get some time off to be able to do that. What I wanted to show you is, so there's basically 3 projects that I'm working on right now. The first project is we are going to publish our version of Professor Arnold Ehret's physical fitness through superior diet, fasting, and dietetics, and also religious concept of physical, spiritual, and mental dietetics. And this is the original cover. My cover is going to be different than that. It hasn't been designed yet. But it used to be able to buy this. It's very short. It's like 30 pages. The original is the 30 pages long. And you could buy it for $1. It was just real cheap. But it has some of the heaviest writing of Ehret in it. I mean, some heavy stuff. It's very back to nature based in terms of its philosophy, and he's talking about philosophers and getting into all kinds of stuff. And so let's go down to some of these things. So that's that. Now what I'm doing, there's going to be a couple, what they call them Easter eggs. We need to create a new thing instead of Easter eggs, but there's going to be a couple surprises in there. I'm going to include the biographical sketch by B.W. Child, and I didn't include that in the annotated Mucusless Diet, the original version of that. There's various reasons why, which I won't go into all that now, but it's heavy. I mean, there's a lot of really heavy stuff if you've never read it before. It is in other editions of the Mucusless Diet, different versions of it. That's one of the reasons was there are, depending on which version of the old Mucusless Diet editions you find, you will have a different biographical sketch. I mean, there's parts of it that will have been rewritten and updated, even from year to year. Ehret's birthday date changes from the 4th edition to the 6th edition in 1924. It goes from July 29th to 25th back to 29, or goes from 25 to 29. And so that's even a whole other discussion where we've unearthed documents to prove that Ehret's birthday is most likely July 25th, although depending on which copy of the Mucusless Diet you pick up or which Wikipedia page you go on, it says July 29. Again, that's a whole, I could spend 2 hours talking about that. There's another story. There's huge discrepancy. Nobody, just put it like this, the wrong birthday is on Ehret's urn, you know, on his grave site urn, actually has his wrong birth date on there. And so, so anyway, and that's like I said, that's a whole other thing. But so this is, you know, physical fitness through superior diet and dietetics. I will say real quick, none of this is probably boring just looking at it, but I'm also including this out of the Mucusless Diet Healing System. Just to get, I always thought that it'd be good to have that in there. This is where Eric talks about exercise, and he has his exercises. He talks about the enemas here and the baby, all that. So I just thought that that fit, and this really goes in line with the tradition of Eric Publishing, because if you go back, there's other things that Eric Publishing published back in the 50s and 60s and 70s that were almost like introductions to the Mucusless diet. So there's one publication that isolated the transition diet lessons and a couple other things from other documents. So they were just sort of these hodgepodge of like, okay, let's take this and this, and they would publish them Fred Hirsch would publish them as pamphlets, and they would ultimately be an introduction that would get people kind of interested, or it would be an isolated part of the book to say, okay, let's isolate the transition diet part and just sell that. So people just have that booklet part where they can keep looking at that. And so there's a number of those things that happen with the original Mucusless Diet Healing System. I mean, with the original rational fasting, I don't have it. The original rational fasting book was very small, but Fred Hirsch, at least I think, and I'd have to do a little more research, but I'm pretty sure it was Fred Hirsch and not Alvin Last that maybe added. It might have been Alvin Last. I don't know. I had to call him and ask him. But at some point, they added the Teresa Mitchell and the Fred Hirsch, and that's why I think it's Fred Hirsch, because there's the Fred Hirsch article that's in it. But the Teresa Mitchell and Fred Hirsch article, and that was added. Actually, I think it was Fred Hirsch, because now that I think about it, I think it was added in the 50s. So that's another example where the original rational fasting that came out was essentially a small booklet, but Hirsch added his article, added the Teresa Mitchell article, and then it's the rational fasting that we know today. That's the version that most people get their hands on. So anyway, that is that, and so I'm kind of excited about that. That'll be fun to put that out there, and I have to thank Randy Dickinson. He kind of inspired me, because he was asking about it. I've been asked about it by a few different people at different points, because I didn't even know it was out of print, and then I went on Amazon, and to get a copy of Physical Fitness was like $200. I was like, oh, last time I still thought it was in print. But I mean, I could see why they would maybe do that, because it's not necessarily economically feasible to sell this real little tiny book. You know, you're not make a lot of money on doing that, and so somebody probably made a decision with the good folks that have Arnold Ehret's publishing stuff now. They probably just looked at the numbers and was like, this ain't gonna be good. But my thing is, like, I just like a lot of things I make is stuff that I want for myself. So I want a copy of it. I want a new copy of it. And there's other people that want a new copy of it, and so it's definitely for more advanced practitioners. You know, it's a book that I would hand off or suggest to people that are Eric enthusiasts, you know, folks that are really interested in Eric. Now, Bo, have you ever read the physical fitness articles?
No, I didn't know that existed. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That you're doing this. I'll be the one of the first ones to get copies. So yeah, no, I haven't.
Yeah, and I think there's probably a lot of folks like that just didn't even know that was something that existed, and so yeah. So the other thing is, so I've been working on the e-course again. Now I've been talking about that for years now. Like, okay, we're doing e-course, but life happens. You know, sometimes life happens, and things, you know, make get in your way of finishing what you wanted to finish and do, or something ends up being harder to do than you thought, but either way, it's been a project I've been working on for some years, and I am just now coming back around to finishing it up. And what I've been working on recently is I've been outlining the entire Mucusless Diet Healing System. And again, this is something that I'm creating for me, but I have a feeling that other people would find it useful and interesting. Now, some of you might have heard of a thing called Cliff Notes or Cliff's Notes, which is a famous distillation of great literature and college courses and all that kind of stuff. I went to get some of these to reference. I went to Half Price Books, and these were the only ones they had, so I got them to see different kinds of them. Because I actually never used them when I was in school. That wasn't my way to study with the notes. I was more like, with literature, I was more likely to get the audio book and then just go through the whole audio book and read along, because I learned, I'm an oral learner. But I've been thinking about, wouldn't it be nice to have some notes, like a book like this or some kind of workbook that outlines and summarizes every lesson of the Mucusless diet. And so I just, okay, I'm gonna do this. And so I started working on, I'm calling it Spira's Notes. And here I'm gonna give you a very, this is real early on. I'm in the editing process. It's like literally working on it right now, but this is give you a real quick glance. But Spira's Notes, Official Mucusless Diet Healing System E-Course Study Guide. So this is going to be in an 8 by 10 book. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than the 6 by 9 Mucusless Diet and the other books. And the reason for that is this also will be a good tool for somebody, if anybody's giving lectures about the Mucusless diet, these will be excellent lecture notes. Or if you want to make your own lecture notes, this would be a nice distillation to help you make your own notes. So essentially, I got the outlines, lesson summary, outline, and at the end a little glossary of terms, and some of them have further reading where I'll put things to check out. I'm also probably going to add a section for questions, because there's a number of questions that I'll pose a question, study questions, and then have the answers maybe in the back of the book or something like that. And those go along with the e-course. So the idea is that this goes along with the e-course. But like I said, I think that people are going to, I think people are going to find that useful in other ways, even if they don't take the e-course, they might get the book. And like I said, I guess this will be the size of it. I originally was gonna make it a smaller kind of Cliff Note size, but then I started thinking about it. I was like, it'd be nice if you had something that's bigger, that you can set it on the lectern and use it, like I said, for your lectures, your presentations or something. It's real easy to just go along. And that's really the kind of stuff that I really want to talk more about and work with people that are really serious about educating other people, and talk about pedagogy and curriculum and some of these really a little bit more deep kind of topics. Then I don't like to get into the nuts and bolts of a lot of that kind of stuff in the general videos, because it's got to be something that people are real interested in. It's like, okay, I want to be an educator, or I'm learning how to public speak, or I'm doing that kind of thing. And getting into those kind of nuts and bolts is more for specific educator, like, okay, I'm an educator, I'm an aspiring educator, and have them kind of discussions. But I love that. I love really talking about ways to present information to people so that they learn, and they understand, and they are inspired, and they have fun, and all these different things that go into that process. So that's what I've been doing with my time, and I found a rhythm of a work rhythm that's kind of new, because I used to be able to, it depends on the project, but I used to work non-stop for hours, and so I would work and work and work with no break. I wouldn't have to go to the bathroom, I wouldn't eat or drink nothing. I'd just work for just 6, 7, 8, 9 hours straight. And but now it's the rhythm that I'm finding that works for me now, at least for this project, is if I work for about 30 minutes or 40 minutes and then take about 20 minutes off and then get right back to work. So at the top of every hour, I work for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes and then take a break. And then I'll go outside, and I might, just do a little sunbathing or get an air bath or do some breath exercise. I just kind of get my mind onto something else for a moment and refresh, and then I come back and I'm able to just kind of pick it back up and push through, and that's what really helped me get through all these the outline, because it's kind of tedious, because you got to go through it, okay, and you had to make a lot of decisions of, okay, what's important that you have to keep in there, and what can you skip over and rephrase this way, that kind of thing. It's the note-taking process. But but that's something that I've learned in this particular project, where I've been able to do that. So yeah. So again, we are wanting to let you. I always gotta remind you again, and for the brothers and sisters that are just coming on to the broadcast, remember to get your tickets for the Brother Air lecture, not series, but lecture, that's going to be in Sacramento, California on Sunday. And it will be 4 to 6, that's Pacific time. And if you do not plan to travel, or you don't live in that area, you can also get for $10, get the live stream. And to get the $15 special mucus-free life ticket, go to brotherair.brownpapertickets.com and look under the section that says mucus-free life special, and you can get a $15 ticket as opposed to the $50 ticket, but only for a limited time, just for the next 24 hours. So yeah, so I guess you're back. I saw you had left and came back in.
Oh, real yeah. Brief. I guess the internet for me cut out, and now I'm back.
Yeah.
I got ashram internet.
yes. But it's working pretty good though.
Yeah, good.
It's so yeah. Actually, let's see. We got a couple.
That's great.
A couple questions, I think, on the let's see. Please give your food viewpoint on food combining. Is vegetables good to mix with fruit on a salad? Thanks. Okay, well, I will actually answer that briefly. We have a very special guest that's calling in. This is Brother Air. Greetings, Brother Air. Hey, greetings. Yeah, what's going on? You are live. Yeah, get the live voice together and turn off the YouTube video in the background, like they tell with the radio with the radio program. Turn down the radio. Yeah. So what's going on, man? You preparing yourself for the great flight?
I'm space traveling right now, so Sacramento will be one of the stops, you know.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna have a good time, man. Really kind of drawing the line in the sand, you know.
Yeah.
Get that over to the people, man. It's just it's about trying to put things back right, you know. So we can live a little longer, because the people coming after us can actually have a life. So,
Yeah.
we want to thank employees for association and you know, because he hasn't missed a beat, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to be as comfortable as possible with anything, you know, that need or whatever. And so it's been real cool, man, as far as looking us up.
Greetings,
You know?
Brother Air.
So,
I don't know if he knows I'm on.
Yeah.
I'm real grateful, and looking forward to meeting people out there, man, and some of the practitioners supposed to be coming. So that's the first time that I've got a chance to some of them.
Yeah. And Bo Yee said greetings. You can't hear her.
Oh yeah.
Since you're on the phone.
What up?
Good to hear your voice.
We'll probably get a chance to meet personally.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah.
So that'll be Fairy Princess. God is wonderful, you know.
Salad is yes. Salad fairy. The salad fairy goddess.
Oh, what he's? Oh yeah, I'm a
All the variety of titles.
Well,
princess fairy goddess.
you gotta come out with your salad, man. And just start making your salad.
Yes. And that's my third project, which I didn't mention yet. But yes, that's the menu and recipe book is also on my list. I'm also working on that. I actually went to the library and I got about 15 menu and recipe books from the library as references, just to see, if anything, just to see.
Put that together.
Yeah, and that's a trip, just going to the library and seeing how many thousands of recipe books there is. It sort of makes you not even want to make one, because it's like, man, there's already too many. Mine's not gonna look as nice as these, because these have like, how are you gonna compete with Oprah and her book and Dr. Oz? Their books look immaculate.
But you know what happens with this one? The unique thing about this recipe book is that this is going to be a recipe book specifically designed around transitioning away from mucus.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think you can go in the library and find under that title.
No.
You know what I mean? So that's why you have to keep on and keep it coming, and because this book actually is not gonna. All the other recipe books just fills you up and turns into parts and prove that part.
Right. Yeah.
So this book is actually gonna assist you on healing yourself, you know.
Right.
It's all good, man. That's what that's about, man. Nobody's trying to get in that war. you know, was it Quincy Jones barbecue brisket.
Right, yeah.
I heard she came to when she came to Cincinnati, she checked out Grader's Ice Cream, which that's a franchise here of ice cream stores and ice cream family, you know.
Right.
For what, over 100 years probably, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is getting back to Chicago and wanted some Graders one day, ice cream. So she ordered about 10 gallons. You know, like 10,000 gallons. What are them?
Like pints and gallons, pints, all that, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, like where they serve it out of one of those.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he ordered about 10 of those dry ice sent on a plane to Chicago to her house.
Mm. Right. Yeah.
So that's how she used her money.
Right. Yeah, yeah, graders, buy a big vat of graders and have it flown over. And you're like, I want some graders. Let me fly that in from Cincinnati.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know, having money gives you options, right?
Right.
So yeah, you know, so it's good, man. The rest of this book is coming. Can't wait.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't wait for the soft salad.
Yeah. All right.
And I can't wait for you to start up the rubber air salad business again.
Yeah, well, actually, somebody asked on the live, not tweet, on the live chat. Someone asked, "Will Brother Air Salad be on the lecture?"
Heck yes, of course.
You have to ask Sister about that.
Yeah, she just said yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So it'll be.
I'm sorry, I'm not eating right now. I wish I could taste it.
Yeah, because you've been fasting. How long you been fasting this time?
It's coming up on 2 months.
Wow. Yeah.
About 2 months.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So you've been fasting since we played. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Normally, I don't
Nice.
remember the date that I started that, but that's what for some reason I remember that date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And so yeah, I'm feeling good, man. You know, I'm feeling good. I mean, once I get to this point, it's just a matter of where I want to take it. You know, I've been doing a lot of dry fasting.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's kind of like that now. You know, after I get past maybe a week or so, it's on. You know, I know I can take it as long as I want to or as short as I want to. I'm just feel real grateful, man, to have that, I guess, propensity to not have to eat every day.
Right.
You know, and go long periods of time without eating. I think you, Professor, had to convince me that was something that was kind of a special thing, because I used to think everybody do it. I'm doing it.
Right. Yeah. You're very humble. You're fasting.
Well, I mean, seriously, I just thought everybody could do it, because if I could develop this, you know, coming from a White Castle, McDonald's, with a meringue pie world, then
Right.
everybody can develop this.
but yeah, no, that's Brother Air's, you know, the gift, the contribution that you know, we always talk about bringing things to the table, and that's yours. You got it. But yeah, so you had to, I guess, so you got your bag ready and all that. And then you was traveling light.
Oh man, I'm safe traveling as we speak, man.
You're already on your way.
I'm already on my way. Already on my way as we speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, everything's good. Can't wait to see the boy dance.
Aww, so sweet.
A dance.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, kind of like this lecture, and this whole thing, you know, this whole piece we put together, we're gonna dedicate that to the sister who kind of helped started that Sacramento connection. That path.
Yeah, Bianca. Yeah.
Bianca
Dexter.
Yeah. So we're gonna dedicate that to her because she started that whole Sacramento connection with you.
Yeah.
You know. So that's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. To kind of summon her spirit, you know.
Yeah. Last year I went down there and she was the person that kind of helped put it all together. I was working with her to get the plane tickets, and she actually made the food that was served at the event. You know, I've created a menu and kind of told her how to prepare it, and she made it. And she was just really cool. And I didn't get a chance to know her that well, but just worked with her on making it over there last year, and it was she was just real cool. So I was really sad to hear that,
Yeah. She was fairly young too, right?
Yeah. And so all right. Well, we actually we're gonna be wrapping this up soon. This is a little shorter.
Thanks for having me on. And thanks for you again. And can't wait to hook up and hang out, and
Yeah.
So thank you, Professor. MucuSfreeLife.com as always. You know, in the corner.
Right.
And even the decor, lurking in the background somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Yeah. All right then. Well, thanks for calling in. And
thank you. All right. I'll call you, Professor, a little later.
All right.
Well,
All right.
Bye, Brother Air. See you soon.
All right. So that is that was Brother Air and aka Willie Smart talking about his trip that's coming up to Sacramento. So one last time for the road. It's going to be at Latino Center of Art and Culture, 2700 Front Street, Sacramento, California, from 4 to 6 Pacific time. And it will be, if you want to buy a regular ticket, you can buy that for $50, or you can get the Mucus-free Life special discount and buy a ticket at $15. And if you go to brotherair.brownpapertickets.com, you can get that. There will also be a live stream available, and to get plugged into that, go to the brotherair.brownpapertickets and select the live stream, and you will be able to access it via a private Facebook group. So see, I know there was a couple questions that we would quickly meant for this to be about an hour long, so I wanted to get back to work. You see on my project. So it's food combining. So I'll address that real quick. So I agree with Eric in that, in general, you want to keep your fruits and vegetables separated. There are a few fruits and vegetables that combine well, and Eric mentions those in the book. But me personally, I've tended to not have combined fruits and vegetables much at all. If you want to do what I call Eric's 2-course meal, there is a transitional meal option that Eric puts in a book where you have a fruit portion or the fruit course of the meal, wait 15 minutes, and then have the vegetable salad portion. And so that, if you're going to combine fruits and vegetables into one meal, that's what I recommend doing, is have your fruit portion, wait about 15 minutes, and then have some kind of broom salad or a combination salad, something like that. So that's my recommendation. I'm just not a fan of, and there are a few. I mean, I guess Brother Air Salad is one example of something that can have fruits and vegetables in it at the same time, because the fruits and vegetables being combined are ones that are able to go together and still eliminate well. But in general, and as a general rule of thumb, I just wouldn't combine fruits and vegetables together in a salad kind of situation. And I'm talking about, like the subacid fruits, and like I don't want to have eat a banana and salad at the same time, or have water. I mean, you don't want to combine watermelon with anything, because watermelon eliminates so quick. You definitely want to eat that by itself if possible. But you don't want to put watermelon on a salad. You're eating a salad and then have watermelon. No, that does not mix. That is not going to eliminate right. But that's why you eat the fruit first, because it digests much quicker than the vegetables. So it digests by the time you get to the vegetables, a fruit already halfway through, and so they're not going to intertwine and get all fermented and nasty. So yeah, so that's my opinion on that. See if there's any other questions. How long does how long does it take for mucus to come out? Until now, there's nothing showing up. So, okay, how long, so if you start doing enemas, you're on the transition, how long before you start seeing mucus come out? I mean, that is specific to your physiology. It's different for everybody. So some people start having mucus coming out of every orifice immediately. As soon as they have a couple days mucus-free, they're got crusty eyes waking up, and they're blowing their nose, and they got mucus in their throat, and their dandruff and all. They just real quick, mucus just starts coming out everywhere. They do an enema, and you get slime coming out of there, and the mucoid plaque and all that kind of stuff. Other people can be doing enemas and transitioning for months before they start to see that type of elimination. So it's different for each person. I would just stay on. I mean, usually if you're doing the enemas, because I always tell people to do enemas every day for 2 weeks. Give yourself 2 weeks if you're going to do that protocol. And you're starting off in the Mucusless Diet Healing System. Do lemon juice enemas for 2 weeks, and then decide what you want to do with the rest of your life. But those 2 weeks will give you a perspective of the power of them and what they do and how they function and operate, so that you know how to, when to use them and when not to use them. But for me, after several weeks of doing the enemas, I started getting out a lot of the mucoid plaque, and the worms and all that kind of thing. And I know that Sister Bo Yi had just had a big strand of something come out. Yeah, it was like a big
over
like
a foot long.
Yeah, foot-long tapeworm or something. And,
I don't know if it was a tapeworm. Definitely a parasite. Oh my God,
yeah.
do you really have to show right now?
Yes, we have to. We have to have fun. We have to have fun.
I always skip these parts of your videos, just so you know. I never watch these parts. I'm gonna pull up another screen. Shoot.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, and I never warn people, do I? I just
I see that.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's just because you should know by now. You know, if you're watching my video, you know what time it is.
Oh dear.
But this is what we're talking about: mucoid plaque. This is inside everybody, but you don't want to. There's no like quick fix to like try to rush to get it out. If you just practice the diet, eat the broom salads, do your enemas, do the short-term fasting that Eric recommends doing, then you're going to get this stuff out. Sooner or later, this stuff is going to release. Drinking the lemon juice and the lemon water, all that kind of stuff is going to kill this stuff, and it's going to start coming out. There's a lot of people that recommend like the parasite herbal formulas, but you don't have to use those, and you still will get out plenty of ways to just it's just gonna happen. Is it fat or is it poop? Or is it both?
Oh dear.
But
oh gosh.
So
okay, now you zoom in.
So now that everybody's ready for dinner, but that's what's in us, and that will But I started getting out that really black tar-like stuff. It was a couple months after. I've been working hard. Had been eating a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables, doing the enemas, and fasting, and during a fast, I did an enema, and all of a sudden, all of this black tar came out. Wow. And it only happened at one time. It was just because it's like when you get down into that, once you get rid of that, then like you don't keep on having that kind of stuff. I got it out of there, and I just just blew your mind. If I could go back now, I'd have probably had I'd have probably just had a camera in my enema duffel bag. I had this because I was when I started practicing the diet, I was in a dorm, like a public dorm, and so I found this bathroom that could lock, and I was doing my enemas in a public lockable bathroom.
Wow!
So I had a duffel bag. I had towels in there. I had like 2 towels, a pillow, and that's what I had to prepare my enema upstairs. Juice and stuff, and then I put it in, make sure it was like locked up good. In fact, I think what I did, I might have even used one of those. I can't remember what exactly. If I might have, I can't remember if I was afraid that it would like come open in the duffel bag and use one of those things like to actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was like the thing that you would use if you were going to use it as a hot water bottle, like a hot compress. I would put that on there and take it down, then deassemble the attachment on it, and do it. And the thing was, in that for me, people would be knocking. I'd be doing my enema, and then all of a sudden you get. People start knocking on the door, and then I'm just like, I'm in here. and then you see, then you laying down so I can see people's feet, and then so you can see when somebody's gonna try to stand there and wait. And I was like,
oh no,
you guys are out of luck, buddies. You're gonna have to find you have to find another bathroom somewhere else around because I'm gonna be in here a while. And. But I remember I would have, but yeah, if I go back now, I would have put a camera in my enema duffel bag so that I'd already had a camera with me, because I'd have taken pictures of some stuff that would that looks exactly like, if not worse, than all these things I was showing you on the screen. And so at different points, I mean, I got all that kind of stuff out of there. So, the name of the game is being patient. Just be patient and practice the system. Focus on the system. This is not about what types, like being obsessed about the types of food, or obsessed with trying to do too much fasting, or even being obsessed with enemas. But just practice the system. Stay on the system and understand that cyclical process, and really get into that. Really meditate on concepts like system, concepts like transition, and really try to develop an understanding of what that even is as it relates to the Mucusless diet. So you said the tongue is still clean too. And that's another thing that I mentioned in the annotated Mucusless diet, not to get too, Eric talks about the magic mirror, and the tongue being a magic mirror that can show you what your colon looks like, because the tongue is connected to your anus. It's one long tube, and if your tongue has a whole bunch of mucus all over it, you can rest assured that your whole GI tract is constipated all the way from your colon up to your tongue. And so Eric was talking about that. After you fast for a couple days, most people that are congested, or if their lymphatic system is congested, their tongue will start secreting mucus, and it just lets you know, okay, I'm encumbered with mucus, which is not a surprise, because we all are. So you didn't necessarily learn a whole lot, but that's the magic mirror. But I noticed that people started getting obsessed with it, and they'd be like trying to analyze their tongue too much, and it's just like that's not necessary. It's just another. See, the thing about naturopathy in general, when it's done properly, is it's about subtleties, just the little subtle things, just the way something smells, looking at the tongue, noticing little things. The skin looks a little bit different. There's stuff like that. It's subtle stuff. Now there's big things that can happen along the way, but it's, to me, it's really about the small things. It's about the subtle things, the minor details. That's really what the transition in the Mucusless diet, to me, is really about. Let's see. What do you think about seedless fruits? Big advocate of Dr. Sabi. Dr. Sabi, with electric food combined with Mucusless Diet Healing System. That's how you become godlike, in my opinion. Yeah, so I've talked about some of that. In some ways, Dr. Sabi's methods, and if you really go by what Eric says and then Dr. Sabi says, it's hard to combine the two. I mean, people try, and I know I've seen people trying to do it, but it can be a challenge, because there's certain things that are where they have very different opinions about what to eat and why. And I won't go into all of that now, because there's I think it's question and answer number 3. There's a part where I go through Dr. Sabi's food list and have a discussion about that. So I respect Dr. Sabi, but I practice Mucusless Diet Healing System and really studied Eric's work and go in that direction. So if someone tries to restrict themselves, if you combine the restrictions of Dr. Sabi with the restrictions of Arnold Eric, you will have like 2 or 3 things left that you feel like you would be allowed to eat. Because there's a number of things that that Dr. Sabi says that there's totally fine to eat, and things that he says that are mucus-free that I can prove are definitely mucus forming, and anybody can prove it for themselves. But so there's those things, and then on the arid side, there's not an obsession with hybrid theory and and that kind of thing. It's a little bit more like whether it's, and then it's like, well, what's considered hybrid? I mean, that gets into the whole discussion of, you know, most of the fruits that any of us are eating aren't the original fruits that the first humans ate anyway. And so again, that's like a whole long discussion. But with air, it kind of keeps things simple. It's like, it comes down to this: what foods turn into slime? Period. What foods, if you put it in water, in some warm water, and I always do the example of like white bread, because most people know if you put a piece of white bread into warm water, within about 10 minutes, that stuff is going to turn into just pure slime. And you can imagine if you let that bread sit in that water for 5 hours, or let it sit in there for 24 hours. Look at how gluey, slimy, nasty this stuff becomes. All mucus-forming foods have the potential to turn into different levels of slime, so it's not all going to necessarily be become as nasty as that white bread in the shorter period of time. But for instance, something like broccoli, where Eric recommends broccoli, and we use broccoli, whereas Dr. Sebi is against using broccoli. If broccoli is prepared properly, it's mucus free. I mean, you can't put it into something and have it turn into slime. But on the other side, if you take something like, I mean, I'm not a big fan of mushrooms, and I've found that they get kind of slimy. But if you take something like quinoa or something like that, not that you can't use those things on the transition, but you take those items and either, you know, just have them sitting there for however long in some water, is going to get slimy, and it's mucus forming. But what a lot of people don't understand, you know, Mucusless Diet Healing System is not a foods list diet, where it's not just about what foods are okay and not okay. There really is, again, it's nuanced, it's subtle. There's everything that you eat depends on what you're going through at that moment. Things that I ate 10 years ago, some of that stuff would be would not be something that I should be eating now, but I ate it 10 years ago because that was part of my transition. And so people really have this tendency to really like this black and white kind of stuff, where it's like, okay, this is
Spira, I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you or see you. All right, let me see if I'm back on. Oh, I thought it was my, yeah, I I didn't know you, it was, oh, okay. I think I'm back on live. Let me see if people, yeah, they can hear me. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, Spira's on the phone. His phone got booted off. All right, you want to say something?
Yeah, well, no, it's my computer. No, what happened was my entire computer froze on me.
Oh, wow.
And so that it hasn't happened in a while, and it's one of them things where I didn't even get a blue screen of death.